morning to all of you. Today I am going to teach you chapter 2nd, and the chapter name is Force and Pressure Motion. So first we see here about rest and motion. What is rest and what is motion? If we look around, we see many things which are either at rest or moving. For example, houses, trees, electric poles, stone, table, chair, etc. and are said to be at rest. On the other hand, people walking and birds flying and insects crawling and rain drops falling are in all these are in motion. Can you imagine an object which is neither at rest or nor in motion? No. The answer is no. Every object around us is either at rest or in motion. So what do we really mean when we say that an object is at rest or in motion? So about here rest. Rest, what is rest? A body is said to be at rest when its position does not change with time with respect to its surroundings. And what is motion? About motion here, when the position of a body changes with time with respect to its immediate surroundings, it is said to be in motion. You might have noticed that an electric pole does not change its own position with respect to time, whereas a flying bird is not at the same place after some time. So the electric pole is at rest, whereas the flying bird is in motion. Now we see that rest and motion are relative terms. Here rest and motion are relative terms. Whenever we speak of a body at rest or in motion, we always say this comparison to a second body which is known as a reference body. For example, when we say that a car is rest or in motion, so we describe the state of the car with respect to the earth. The reference body in this case is the car. Here the reference body is car, and we consider the earth to be at rest. What we know that earth is revolving around the sun and spinning around its own axis once in 24 hours and moving also around the sun. So how can the building, trees, roads and tower etc. situated on the moving earth remain at rest? They are at rest because they never change their position with respect to their surroundings. Let us take another example. Suppose you are traveling in a train, and if you compare your position in relation to the other passenger sitting beside you, your position is not changing. In other words, you are at rest in relation to all these objects which are sitting with you or together. But if you compare your position in relation to a person standing on the platform, or be comparison to a tree which is outside of the train, or that in comparison to that object you will be in a motion. You are in motion. Thus we can say that a body can be in motion or in rest at the same time. Okay, now students, we see about scalar and vector quantities. So here, what is scalar quantities and what is vector quantity, or what are vector quantities? In physics, we come across innumerable quantities of different kinds such as length, mass, time, speed, velocity, acceleration, etc. These are called physical quantities. Most of the physical quantities are divided into two types. First is scalar quantities and second is vector quantities. So now we see what are scalar quantities and what are vector quantities here. In scalar quantity, a physical quantity that can be described only by its magnitude is called a scalar quantity. Examples of scalar quantities are mass, length, time, volume, distance, energy and speed. And all these are examples of scalar quantities. Now about vector quantities, a physical quantity that needs both magnitude and direction for its complete description is called a vector quantities. And the examples of vector quantities are displacement, velocity, acceleration, force and weight.